Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Marlene Cuellar.
And I'm Gavin Courtney.
And thank you for joining us this morning.
It's a nice Tuesday morning up here in the city. Pretty gray, actually.
That's right.
Looking like some rain clouds, but we're going to get our weather update in a few.
So we can get a bit of a glimpse as to what today is going to be like. Of course, it is Christmas week, so I know a lot of people are going to be moving around, whether it's rain or shine. We'll take the opportunity, as we always do, to remind you that once you go out, please do so safely. If you're in a store and people are too close, you step away. Kindly ask them to step back if that's what's necessary, because while you do want to get all your Christmas preparations done, we must ensure that we are as safe as possible when we do so. Yeah,
absolutely. And do remember that these things are also part of the laws and regulations that we do actually have to follow. We are bound, each individually to follow each of these measures, and that's including, of course, the ones which everybody keeps repeating, but I suppose we can't say them enough, about wearing your masks, keeping the appropriate distance from people, which is 6 feet, as Marlene said. And of course, you want to do the other things, such as washing your hands frequently, sanitizing as much as possible, just to ensure that you're doing your part to stop the spread of COVID-19.
That's right. Okay, so we can't get our forecasters on the line, so we're going to go ahead and read our prepared forecast for this morning. And so the general situation is for a somewhat moist northeasterly airflow to prevail.
And over the next 24 hours, we are expecting it to be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy to cloudy spells tonight. A few showers are going to occur mainly over central and southern areas of the country, and elsewhere showers will be isolated.
Our winds are moving from the northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and that makes for a light chop to choppy sea state.
And we are going to look at temperatures for today, and the highs, we are seeing 84 along the coast. We expect 86 inland and 74 up in the hills.
All right, and for tonight, it's going to be 74 along the coast, 68 inland, and a cool 62 in the hills.
And for the next few days leading up into Christmas, we are expecting for Wednesday and Wednesday night that there will be a few showers, mostly over the central and southern areas on Wednesday morning, and otherwise shower activity will be isolated.
And we want to thank Angelia Guy for preparing that forecast for us this morning. So it does seem that while there are clouds, we are expecting some sun today as well, and there may just be a chance of a shower here or there. So pack the umbrella, but don't expect, to be needing your rubber boots.
I know.
Right?
Doesn't look like we'll be getting that Christmas cold front that everyone.
Well, I was going to say yesterday, the forecaster says it's looking like it may arrive instead of Santa, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe on Christmas Day, but we know what the weather is like. These are forecasts, so we'll see closer to that date what we can expect, whether it'll be right on time or just a little bit late for us to cool down. But we're going to keep things moving this morning with our eye opener, and our eye opener taken from dailyom.com goes like this. The question of who we are is a seed that can bear much fruit if given the chance to unfold. At some point in our lives, or perhaps at many points in our lives, we ask the question, who am I? At times like these, we are looking beyond the obvious, beyond our names and the names of the cities and states we come from, into the layers beneath our surface identities. We may feel the need for a deeper sense of purpose in our lives, or we may be ready to accommodate a more complex understanding of the situation in which we find ourselves. Whatever the case, the question of who we are is a seed that can bear much fruit. While there are people who seem to come into the world knowing who they are and why they're here, for the most part, the human journey appears to be very much about asking this question and allowing its answers to guide us on our paths. So when we find ourselves in the heart of unknowing, we can have faith that we are in a very human place, as well as a very divine one. Who am I is a timeless mantra, ultimately designed to lead us home into the part of our minds that finally lets go of questions and answers and finds instead the ability to simply be.
It's a pretty complex or existential message that we're starting off with this morning. But of course, it's one that I think, it's a question that we always ask, that we ask ourselves. And it's one that we ask at several points in our life, because sometimes life passes us by, a lot happens, and we start to question our routines and what our daily life, and of course this question comes up about who am I, or who do I want to be, or really big questions like that. And it's of course not a really simple answer, but I think that the thing that I was thinking was, you were reading this eye-opener, is that I think that answer definitely changes over time. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's why we have to check in on ourselves all the time, and which is probably why we ask it so often, and which is why sometimes it can seem, especially when you go through a big change in your life, right? I think with this year and all that's happened, and there's been so much, chaos, let's call it like that, that I'm sure a lot of people have been having to ask themselves this exact question, because in a lot of times people are, they may have had to start over, perhaps, business or something has taken a big hit, or even just having to stay at home or even isolate and spend a lot of time with yourself, or, in that you didn't necessarily have to before. Mm-hmm. And in those moments, you're probably questioning, who you are, because you're also trying to think how can you move forward, yeah. Right? And I think that it's, or at least a part of the eye-opener that I like, is that just asking yourself the question is very human. Yeah. And you have to remind yourself that it's something that you're going through. So even though you might be feeling like, you're going through whatever sort of, midlife, quarter-life crisis or something, it's a part of being human, and it's an ongoing process. But I think one of the other important things is, when you're trying to think about this question, is that you have to recognize that it changes over time. Yeah. And also, with that said, that you do play a part. You can actually decide, because nobody else can really answer the question for you. So there has to be a part. It can't just be you observing. You also have to make some decisions, I think, in terms of deciding who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I like, I really felt that the part of the eye-opener that touched me the most was the same as yours. It's where it just reminds us that it's human, that we ask questions like these, and that sometimes we don't have the answers. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the key part, because you feel almost pressured if you ask yourself that question and you don't know exactly what you would say, even to yourself. But it does, in asking questions like these and having conversations like these with people you're particularly close to, it opens up the opportunity to examine yourself. Mm-hmm. And also, if you have that conversation with other people, to be able to see yourself through the lens of others. Mm-hmm. And so I know that a lot of times we can be so overwhelmed with just, what the basic needs of our life require. Being able to put in the work, collect the money, feed the kids, make sure they're taken care of. But oftentimes we do have that little quiet moment somewhere at a random place, random time, where you ask yourself questions similar to these. And I love that it just tells us, you know what, hey, we all do it. Mm-hmm. And just because you don't have it all figured out as yet doesn't mean that it's not a good question to ask. It really does follow for me, I think, off yesterday's eye-opener that talked a lot about purpose And you're right, you know, it just changes with time. The experiences you have really can oftentimes reshape the path that you thought you were on. The exposure that you have to things and experiences may broaden that path at times. So it's not something that you feel like you have to have a definitive answer to, or just because you feel like you were able to clearly explain and explain your identity, you know, 10 years ago means the answer is the same today.
Absolutely. And I think another part of the eye-opener, which I really appreciated, was the fact that you can't really compare yourself to other people. And of course, if you look at other people, you'll think that, okay, they have everything figured out, or they know who they are. And they may do that because they present, you know, confidence or, you know, more assurance than you think you have. But that comparison can always be dangerous because you never ever know what's going on under the surface with somebody else. So, and also I'm sure that if you take the opportunity to talk with them, you know, as you suggested earlier, that you're going to see that everybody's process is different as well. They may be struggling with the same sort of identity crisis that you are. I know that a lot of people, you know, a lot of people who put up these very strong or confident fronts are just fronts. You know, it's
well, I think it's what you choose to present to the world.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can keep some things for you and for your close ones, but just take some time to be able to examine that further. You know, this just reminds me of a conversation I have with a very good friend of mine, where how much we allow as we grow into adulthood to allow careers to define us. So when somebody asks you who you are, tell me something about yourself, what's the first thing you say? You say what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you say where you come from. And then you say any other titles that you may have. I am a wife, a mother, you know, a daughter, other professional titles you may have earned over time. And yes, those are part of what you do, but it's not so much tied, or it really shouldn't be tied to who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, I can relate, and I think that most of the time our instinct is to answer like that because I think we spend most of our time at work, or, you know, at the time that we're awake at least. So it's easy to get to get that in your identity, to get it confused then with your identity. Some of us are lucky in that we get, you know, we have our dream jobs and we completely identify with what we do every day. But for a lot of us, if not most, it's deeper than that. And the question of who you are really requires a lot deeper examination. And it's not, like I said earlier, it's an ongoing process.
And now we're going really deep for a Tuesday morning, so we're going to shift gears, right?
Yeah.
But of course, we are just a few days away from Christmas. I do want to say that much. And we're trying to get you all ready for the extended Christmas weekend. But of course, there are still very pressing issues when it comes to the COVID-19 situation. So we're going to try to balance that out as we finish out the Christmas week. And today we're doing another COVID-19 update. And this one is going to be talking about the COVID-19 unit at the KHMH. We're going to have representatives from the KHMH on set with us to talk about how they've been treating, what the process has been like, expansion, and also access to other services, which is key as well. So we're going to have that conversation to start off our show for today.
And for our second conversation, we are going to be learning all about some gift ideas from Becky's gift shop. Of course, it is Christmas this week, but you do have time left. If you have if you're a last-minute shopper and you still have some gifts outstanding, you're definitely going to want to listen to our second segment if you need some ideas for those last-minute gifts that you need.
All right. So we went through the cake, the rumpopo, the ham, the turkey. All those recipes we've shared on air with you. So what's left? Your sides.
Of course.
So we have Chef Sean Quillen, who's actually going to be talking about two things. One, he's giving you the opportunity to flavor your food like him. So he's offering some sauces for a ham glaze, I should say, and a turkey gravy for people to be able to purchase for Christmas. We'll talk about how you can pick that up. And even more so, we're going to be talking about making those traditional turkey dinner sides. And I'm looking forward to that because my favorite is stuffings.
Yeah, definitely. Really? That's your favorite
my God.
part?
I will skip most of it for just the stuffings.
Really? Stuffings is like my last favorite.
That's right. Pass it over here.
Right?
All right. What's your favorite side?
My favorite side, I think, no, I like the potato salad actually. Okay. But I mean, cranberry sauce is probably my favorite thing, even the one from the can.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. I'm still good with stuffing, so yeah.
I know, you know me, I like sweet stuff, so I have to.
All right, so Sean Quillen is going to be showing us, of course, the traditional Belizean sides with his flair. And we're going to be talking about where you can get his ham glaze and turkey gravy before the Christmas. So that's what we have in store. But before we go to a break, we have a big birthday shout out today.
Yep, it's to one of our own channel members of our Channel 5 family. We want to wish a very, very, very happy birthday to Daryl Mogel. So from all of us here, we definitely want to wish you a happy birthday. Daryl's one of the guys who's usually in here with us.
He's been with the company, I'm pretty sure, over 20 years now.
Yep.
So a face I think most people have recognized. If you've seen the news team out at work or anything Channel 5 related, he did the best thing. He took the time off to enjoy the birthday, Christmas. Daryl, enjoy. Since we don't get to see you, of course, this comes with a greeting from all of your friends here at Channel 5. Enjoy the day. Right?
Yep. But with that, we are going to be taking our first break. And when we come back, we are going to be having our COVID-19 update, and we're going to be hearing from representatives from the KHMH. So please stay tuned. We will be right back after a quick break.
In these challenging times, the one thing that is certain is that the Belize Bank Limited is here for you. There is nothing more important than your health and safety, and we continue to make every effort to make banking safer for you. Our staff is working around the clock to make sure you can do your banking conveniently 24/7 using our mobile banking app and online banking and keeping ATMs up and running. We value your relationship with us and are here to provide the support you need. First responders are also out there 24/7. Thank you, healthcare workers, security forces, firefighters, caregivers. You are all appreciated. Stay safe. We will get through this together. The Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
From the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, European Union, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call OnNet, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free, so that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
all the changes that 2020 has brought upon us, this holiday season is unlike any other. But despite all those changes, this year has taught us that being apart doesn't mean we can't stay connected. And that's why here at Channel 5, we adapted to keep you connected with relevant and reliable information and entertainment, as we've done for the past 29 years. And so as we move into the new year with new norms, we promise to continue being here for you through it all. From our family here at Channel 5 to yours, we wish you health, peace, and happiness this season and beyond. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Today's COVID update is brought to you by Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
And we are back. And if you're joining us right now, we are just getting our first conversation started. Of course, we are bringing to you our COVID-19 update brought to you by Fulltech Systems Limited. And we are getting an update on the COVID-19 unit at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. And here with us this morning to discuss all that's happening at the unit, we do have representatives from the KHMH. We have joining us Michelle Coxhore, who is the CEO of the KHMH. We also have Casilda Bowman, who is the head nurse of the COVID-19 unit. And we also have Dr. Eric Bradley, who is the head of internal medicine at the KHMH. Good morning, and thank you all for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Now, of course, we are several months into the pandemic, and several months since Belize has seen a very large spike in cases since more or less August. And so I suppose we can just start our conversation with the question, how are things at the hospital right now? Before we get into some of the more details, how would you describe the COVID-19 unit as we speak right now?
Good morning, and thanks for having us on this very important conversation. Right now, the unit is up and running, fully functional. We've been working on this unit from even before we had the first COVID case diagnosed in Belize. So we know that COVID has been around more or less a year now. So we've been working on the unit since then.
So let's start off by talking about where we are as of today. And I one of the things we heard from Dr. Sosa from the board of directors was talking about how the unit can now accommodate, or the KHMH I should say, can now accommodate as many as 38 COVID positive or suspected COVID positive cases. Is that the capacity as to where you imagine the KHMH will be able to treat? Or are there plans ongoing to expand to include even more beds and staff?
Okay, well, Marlene, we started off in early February planning for a COVID response, a COVID isolation unit with a capacity for 5 ventilated patients. And today we can say that we are at capacity for 23 ventilated patients, and we have space for 13 patients that are suspected of having COVID. Of course, these patients need to be treated as though they have COVID until their results are available. So we're looking currently at the capacity overall of 36 COVID spaces. Okay. The plan we have in place is to expand up to 45 bed spaces for COVID-related cases. Of course, this is in the planning stage because we need to identify the additional resources required, human and material, for the response of the imminent surge, that we're expecting as a country.
And from March 23rd, we got our first case then. 9 months later, how many patients have passed through the KHMH for COVID treatment?
We've seen to date a total of 464 persons who have accessed KHMH with either confirmed for COVID or suspected of having COVID. So we have been able to manage 464 cases. Of course, from that total, not all those patients were admitted to our COVID unit. We had a total of 135 persons actually being admitted in the COVID isolation unit to date.
And so the other 300 or so, or where were they? They were confirmed while at the KHMH?
Some of them came accessing care. They were swabbed. Some of them were treated at KHMH. Majority were released pending results. Some of their results were released while they were admitted at KHMH. And from that total, we were able to, we have on record 165 confirmed cases from that total. Of course, not all the confirmed cases had been admitted. No, some of them were treated and released without having been needed to be admitted in the COVID isolation area.
Yeah. And so the number you just said was 130 something for admissions.
Yes, actually admitted.
And tell me about the number of patients that have been able to recover and leave the hospital.
We actually, when it comes to our statistics, like CEO was mentioning, we actually have had 135 admitted COVID cases. Of those, we've been able to discharge 106 patients. So we have had success stories when it comes to treating and managing very critical patients here in our COVID unit.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think we have so often reported on the number of people who've passed away under care, but 106 people out of the 135 that you have admitted to the unit have been able to recover and leave the hospital as well. So, you know, thank you for the hard work that you put in there. But it's a tough situation that you're in, and I want to be able to ask, while acknowledging that there are very hardworking and dedicated staff at the KHMH. It's been a tough learning curve for everyone across the country. And so there have been some areas identified by the public from their experience that I want to be able to hear from you, your response. So let's start off with the issue of people who were waiting for treatment outside of the hospital, suspect COVID cases, that were not admitted in time to access any treatment and subsequently passed away.
Of course, like any response, we apologize for not being able to respond in the timeliness as we should have. You know, we have our protocols in place, we have our treatment guideline in place, and from time to time, you know, we will facilities will experience shortcomings, and so we have identified weaknesses in our response as it relates to getting patients in the unit. Of course, we need to look at it from a wider perspective because clearly we are looking at a unit that has been at capacity, staff really at their brink, overworked, and issues with miscommunication occurring. And so we've been able to review the processes that were in place, identify where our gaps are, and to be able to put in place those mechanisms that will strengthen our level of responsiveness. Yeah. And hopefully we won't have this type of negative report coming out of KHMH in the future.
And can you share a little bit of the actual protocol that would be followed if the hospital does get another suspected case, especially if the person is seemingly in critical condition?
Okay, for the protocol, we have in place a triage point that was moved from within the accident and emergency area proper to the access point just at the base of the ramp. Yes. By our
at the gate.
Emergency area. Yes. So every patient that comes to KHMH must be triaged, and at that point, a determination will be made whether there are a suspect case for COVID or a confirmed case for COVID, or if they have no COVID-related illness. And we have actually 2 access points. We've divided the hospital in a COVID area where persons suspected or confirmed of having COVID are directed to the COVID area. And we've identified an alternate emergency area that leads from the triage point through the parking lot to the side area of the hospital. So we try as much as possible to separate cases that comes to the hospital. And this is primarily not to reduce the risk exposure within the hospital from other patients and staff members who work or who access care at the hospital. So that's a clear, distinct separation where we have a COVID access point and a non-COVID access point for the hospital. Yeah. And that has been a part of our search plan.
So it appears, though, that the challenge was in being able to distinguish, and this is only from what we've heard from the family. We never got the response from KHMH. That the challenge was where to place these persons. They're in respiratory distress, which leads you to believe it's COVID, but they don't have their status defined as yet. Can you explain where the breakdown happened so we can understand the remedies that you just explained?
I believe the clear path, once the patients have access point of care at our triage area, I believe the breakdown had to do with how to successfully and safely be transferred from our triage point to the new emergency area for those patients that are non-COVID patients and also for those that are COVID. So we've been able to strengthen the guideline in that respect in terms of communication to the public, signage and other clarifying the route for access to the 2 different points of entry to the hospital.
All right. Let me shift gears to Dr. Bradley for a minute now and talk about the treatment that KHMH has been offering. We heard at the press conference on Friday that medicine like ivermectin is being used. We have spoken with other medical professionals that we know have consulted with the wider medical community about other options for treatment. 9 months into our exposure to COVID-19, what is the status of, or what do we know about effective treatment? And are we still in a trial and error phase?
No, we're not in a trial and error phase, Marlene. We actually have our protocols, and our protocols also go along with the guidelines that the Ministry of Health is recommending. What we practice is what we call evidence-based medicine. So everything that we do is based on evidence, on research that has shown positive outcomes in these patients. So that's what we've been doing, and we do have a team here at KHMH, and we revise these protocols weekly, monthly. This is something that's fluid. It's not a set protocol that hasn't changed since the beginning of the pandemic. So we do base it on guidelines in accordance with the Ministry of Health and also on international guidelines, evidence that has shown what has helped these patients.
Yeah. And while you're at it, you or perhaps Nurse Bowman can talk a bit about what you are seeing in the unit as well. What are the symptoms that people are having that require this hospitalization?
The symptoms that we see can go from mild shortness of breath that the patient is experiencing something which is very common that we see. We also see that these patients come in with lower saturation. The saturation basically is the blood oxygen level, something that we have to be monitoring very closely. Because of the type of patients that we attend to here at KHMH, the mild cases, the moderate and the severe cases, we do often see patients with severe or moderate respiratory symptoms coming into our unit.
Yeah. Very often they develop pneumonia, right? Is that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And are you seeing different types of patients in terms of age range, states of physical fitness, medical history, things like that? Are you seeing a wide range or spectrum of patients?
Yes, when it comes to age range, we've seen patients more or less between 25 to 65 years of age. We have had older patients. Unfortunately, when it comes to mortality, the mortality is higher in patients who are obese, patients who have underlying medical conditions such as diabetes and hypertension. And that's why it's so important that the general public follows the guidelines that the Ministry of Health and Wellness have been emphasizing over the past months. If you are a person at high risk, if you're a person who is obese, you do need to follow these guidelines, and also your family members, the patient, the person in your environment also have to follow these guidelines, because yes, the unit is well prepared, but we would prefer to have an empty unit than have a unit with patients and dealing with these severe cases.
That's right. That's right. And you know, one of the things I think we all acknowledge now, in addition to all the challenges COVID-19 brings, it's the isolation that one must endure during their treatment. Nurse Bowman, talk to us about the experience of working with these patients where you know that their situation can go, it can take a turn for the worse at such a rapid moment. You see them struggle to breathe. And really, the round-the-clock care that is required is offered by people like you, the nurses that have been working tirelessly. Tell us what that's like.
Okay, one of the very important things to also understand that the staff really is also impacted, because they see what these patients are going through, they form a connection with them, and so it's very hard for them. So with that connection that they form, it helps them to want to do more for them. It also they have to be in their full protective gears for longer periods of time, which also then puts a strain on the staff, because sometimes we will have staff being in a full gear for all 6 hours because of the amount of work that they have to do within that time, not being able to eat, not being able to use the bathroom, you understand? And that also affects them. And so, of course, when we have a tragic outcome, it affects the whole staff at the unit on itself. You know, I could recall sometimes when we have a tragic outcome, like we can see how the staff is affected. Sometimes I have to reach out to make sure that they're okay to go on, and you know, so it's very hard being in the unit for a long time in terms of the nursing perspective. It's also hard, you know, seeing what all the patient has to go through when it comes to when they're affected by COVID.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes that also families are not able to really reach out as much, but what we are really trying to facilitate that families get to see their loved ones as much as they can in the time that we have with them.
So what do you do, facilitate video calls for them?
Yes, we try our best to have mechanisms in place that we can have them FaceTime with their family members. We try to do it as often as we can.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, you have to bear in mind that there are constraints when we already have, like CEO had mentioned, that we have a COVID unit and we have an alternate emergency. And so all the staff is split. So we have less staff to still cover the same amount of patients. And so there's a lot of work to be done. And so in the midst of that, we still try to make sure that families get to see them as much as they can. I mean, some families want to see them a lot, but we can't really facilitate it as much as they would want to, but we still try our best to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of their staff to patient ratio and issues like that, I think another part, just to piggyback off of Marlene's earlier question, is we also kind of want to know what it's like from your perspective, not only seeing what the patients are enduring and going through, but also the toll it takes on the actual hospital staff itself. What kind of shifts are you guys working? How has the experience been like over the past few months? Because a lot of people don't readily recognize the strain on the healthcare system means strain on the healthcare workers themselves. So can you talk to us a little bit about your experience, and Dr. Bradley can also share as well.
Okay, so yes, so one of the things is that we had shifted from a system of an 8-hour shift to a system of 12-hour shift. So that in itself had put a toll on the staff. They had to do more hours. Yes, they get longer breaks. And the shortage in the unit itself, because we have to be realistic. We don't have enough nurse, all right?
Yeah.
So
from before COVID.
Yes, to have the coverage that we would want to have, all right? But we make it what we have, and so it like I said, it increases the workload that we have, and so the staff really does feel they get burned out very quickly. So of course we notice that we have some more sick leave coming in, and rightfully they are tired,
maybe CEO can chime in and talk about if there's any kind of care or, I know that there are some places that are offering mental health services, kind of just to help people through what is a really challenging time.
Okay, Marlene, from the very start of our planning process, we, as part of our training plan, we had included training, counseling sessions, and training for the healthcare workers in preparation for being assigned to the COVID unit. We have also, in our plans, we've been providing counseling sessions for staff members who are on quarantine, who are placed on work restriction from exposure issue or rotation in the COVID unit. Following a rotation in COVID unit, we also have trained psychiatric nurse practitioners on staff, Casilla Bowman being one of them, and we have another trained psychiatric nurse practitioner that is currently conducting counseling sessions for staff. We've moved her from bedside nursing primarily to working with the staff members who, for whatever reason, might be having fear issues, anxiety issues, problems with coping, having to work in the COVID area. She gets the support from the mental health unit and other psychologists and psychiatrists that's available in the country. So we recognize that the mental health of our healthcare workforce is paramount, and of course that was included in the plan from the very onset, and to date I can say that we are still responding to our staff in that manner. Of course, the number of staff we have and the number of clinicians we have on to be able to provide that service is limited, but we use the staff, the trained staff, in the capacity that we can use them for the response.
Okay.
And to follow up on what CEO and Sister Bowman were saying, it has been an all hands on deck. Not only in the unit, and I do have to applaud all the doctors and nurses, the attendants and PCAs who have worked tirelessly over the past 9 months, but not only in the unit. Remember where we had to basically open a new unit with the same amount of staff. So we have staff that continues to cover other units, other wards, the general wards, the operating theater, the limited outpatient clinic. So it has been an all hands on deck since this pandemic has started.
And have you had many incidences of members of staff actually contracting COVID. I know Nurse Bowman, last week you shared your story about your experience after your positive diagnosis, but has that, can you tell us how much how many incidences we've seen of that?
Okay, from our 672 staff pool that we have recorded 36 staff members that have been confirmed for COVID. Fortunately, none of the staff members were with symptoms to the degree that they had to be hospitalized for more than a day. And so when you look at the categories of staff, we have from our nursing pool, the medical team, we have our allied health staff, clerical staff, basic support staff, quite a wide cross section. Fortunately, from our mapping exercise that we're doing, it is revealing, the evidence is showing that the exposure clearly is not within the hospital, and there is no major transmission occurring within the facility. Most of these cases of confirmed staff members have been cases that the exposure occurred outside of the facility, whether they were, in their home environment, communities, alternate workstations, So it has been quite significant in terms of the number of cases of the staff members being exposed outside of KHMH. Okay. The infection control measures that we have in place to protect staff clearly is working, and we again would like to applaud the staff in the sense that they've been very compliant with the measures. They protect each other. They report cases of non-compliance that we need to address in a matter as a means of strengthening the entire responsiveness of the facility. Yeah. So that is something that we need to be able to speak positively on.
Of course, because of the level of exposure, you have to be even more rigid with your rules for protective measures than anywhere else. Let me bring it back to treatment though for a second, and give me an idea, Dr. Bradley, as to how long people are staying once they have been admitted to the COVID unit.
It all depends on the severity of the case, but more or less in moderate cases, patients will be admitted between 10 days to 15 days. In the more severe cases where patients need to be placed on high flow nasal oxygen, or including patients who need to be intubated, we've had patients that have been intubated for up to a month. We've actually had a case of one patient that was intubated, and we were able to successfully extubate him, and he was successfully discharged. In this particular case, this patient was on mechanical ventilation for approximately a month. So the time range of how long a patient is admitted will basically be determined by the severity of the case. But in moderate cases, between 10 days to 2 weeks. In severe cases, it can be up to a month, if not more.
Dr. Bradley, I'm sure you're aware that let me backtrack. We are dealing with a pandemic, a viral infection that causes many different things to the body, and collectively the public pays attention. And we're trying to keep up with terminology and understand medicine and treatments as we go along. There's been a lot of misconceptions and confusions caused along the way. Allow me, if you would, there's been a lot of speculation by the public that they hear someone gets intubated and they assume that this has something to do with their prognosis after that. Can you take the time, Dr. Bradley, to explain to us what it means? Because we say intubated, but this is essentially what we used to call life support when someone is being kept alive by a machine. So can you talk about this process and dispel some of the concerns that people have had about this process?
Yes, definitely. So when it comes to intubation, mechanical ventilation, this is also a part of the protocol in the treatment of patients with COVID and in patients with severe respiratory distress. What do I mean by this? Like I've mentioned, there are different stages from the moderate to severe. So when a patient has severe COVID and severe lung inflammation, there may come a point whereby just with the supplemental oxygen, just with high flow or higher concentrations of oxygen, we're not able to maintain the patient's blood oxygen level where we want to have it. So there comes a point that we do need to decide that the patient needs to be placed on mechanical ventilation. Now, we have certain criteria to determine this. One of the criteria would be based on the patient's respiratory rate, based on the patient's neurological status, based on the patient's blood oxygen level. So there will come a point, and like I said, it's a part of the protocol in treatment of COVID, because if we reach a certain point whereby the patient is not responding well, whereby the patient is not breathing well on his own, then we need to help. And the way we can help due to the severe lung injury that these patients have is to place them on mechanical ventilation to intubate them. And like I said, this is a part of the protocol in Belize, in the rest of the world, in dealing with the severe cases of COVID.
So if I could try to simplify it and you tell me if you're right, if I'm right, sorry. You're saying that the person would no longer be able to survive on simply receiving oxygen. They may die. So this is an additional method that is introduced to keep them alive longer for the treatment to be able to work.
What we want to prevent is for the patient to go into what we call full respiratory failure, whereby the patient basically stops breathing on his own. So we need to be cognizant and recognize the signs that the patient is going into imminent respiratory failure and act before.
What is it like from your end as a medical professional when you hear people being skeptical of processes like this?
Well, what we do, I mean, we have a support system here in the hospital, along with the nurses, the doctors. It has been a difficult road as a clinician, and also the road for my colleagues. Once again, I do include the nursing staff and fellow physicians, attendants, PCAs. It has been difficult since I think the first patient that we had here in the COVID unit, myself, Sister Bowman, Nurse Rexian, and Dr. Evan Su, were actually the first 4 persons to deal with a severe COVID case. So like I said, it has been a difficult road. We do try to support one another. And once again, I want to implore the public, because some of us won't be spending Christmas with our families. Some of us won't be having New Year's with our families due to the fact that we're working in a COVID unit. So that's why we implore the public so much that they also need to do their part, because if the public does their part, they're also indirectly helping us to deal with COVID in Belize.
Have you seen any change in the aggression of the disease over the course of time that you've been offering treatment?
As compared to when we started to see the first cases, actually we haven't seen much change. I know we've seen that in Europe, in the UK, they have described a new variant of the virus that I'm sure that the Ministry of Health and Wellness is following up on when it comes to any pertinent protocols for Belize. What we have been able to do as we are able to understand the disease more is to recognize it earlier, and to look out for the signs and symptoms, and to look out for signs that may show that a mild case may become a moderate case or a severe case, because that's basically what we want to avoid from them from going from mild to moderate to severe. So over the course of time, we have been able to learn how to determine that and how to treat them in a timely manner.
Let's talk about the introduction of convalescent plasma for treatment. KHMH was putting out a call for people who had recovered from COVID-19 to go and donate blood because you were using convalescent plasma, a part of the component of the blood, to treat patients. Talk to us about that process, Doc, and what results we're seeing so far.
With the convalescent plasma, basically what we're looking for, the antibodies that patients who have been infected with COVID and have recovered, they will have antibodies in their system. So we use this plasma if once the family or once the patient does consent for its use, and that what we're hoping is that the antibodies that the plasma has helps us against the virus in the patient system.
Yeah.
So there is a call for any patient who has recovered to come to our blood bank and to donate, because it will help our patients who are admitted here in the unit.
Definitely. Now, CEO, how are you managing keeping up with the other services of the KHMH? The KHMH is our national referral hospital. You take on the more severe, or I should say more severe cases from all across the country. And I'm not just talking COVID, I'm talking other issues here. How are you able to manage and being able to continue to provide these services?
Well, Marlene, a part of our search plan calls for us to look at the occupancy in the other service areas of the hospital, our surgical area, medical, pediatric, obstetric area. We have a plan in place where we try as much as possible to reduce occupancy to 50 to 60% of the total admissions. And this is primarily to assist us with reallocating staff to support the COVID response. We clearly cannot close the services since we're the National Referral Hospital. So we look to reducing like elective surgeries. We look at only urgent and emergency surgeries we're dealing with. We try to streamline admissions coming to the hospital and just admit those who need to be admitted, and we look at length of stay, try as much as possible to reduce length of stay while they are here in the hospital. And of course, to be able to protect those patients, those non-COVID patients who are admitted to the hospital, from time to time we do random testing of these patients to ensure that they are not developing COVID, or they might not be incubating COVID at the time of their admission. Our outpatient specialist clinic area, we've relocated as we've we had put out public advisory before to say that our outpatient specialist clinic area is now being delivered from out of Central Health Region compound. Now we've been able to secure a Mennonite building on that side. And that is all in an effort to maintain the services that we are providing for our general public. Yeah. And so the challenge for us here at KHMH is that we're practically running two separate facilities, a COVID area and a non-COVID area. And so I believe the issues with resources is definitely a challenge. The Ministry of Health has been with us throughout, and they are still working alongside us to be able to ensure that we receive the equipment, the supplies, and even the human resource that we need to keep this response going. So
I wanted to get to that, and I hope that people don't see it as in bad taste, but we can't talk about anything these days without looking at the economics of it. And so in the 135 people who have been admitted to the COVID unit, and you're looking, I think, Doc, you said anywhere from 1 week to over a month of care around the clock. That's a very hefty hospital bill. Who is covering the cost of this?
Well, for the most part, it's the Ministry of Health carries the biggest load in terms of the monthly subvention that comes to us. Patients, those that can pay, they pay their bills. Those that cannot pay, we set up a payment plan with them. It's no, the priority here is really to deliver care, to deliver
Yes.
service to the population.
Yes.
And so for those that can pay, well, we welcome the payment, and those that cannot, well, we just arrange with them to pay how they can, and the ministry takes up the slack.
Okay, okay. And since your incident with the 6-year-old that passed away, is there now a designated area for children? And have you rethought the process of how they access care?
Well, Marlena, we've always had a designated area for managing patients, pediatric patients with COVID.
Yeah.
The issue here was the access to the area by visitors or family members. Yeah. And so to safeguard the wider population, families and the wider population, we've implemented visitation restriction. Of course, for children, we've consulted internationally, and we have since adopted an informed consent and release of liability for parents who wish to accompany their children in the unit. We've implemented that, and that entails really just being clear with parents, what the risks are to be in a COVID unit when they are not COVID confirmed themselves. And to protect the hospital, we definitely need to have a release of liability in the event anything happens to these parents. Not to say that we will stop them from coming in, but we just want them to understand the risk that's involved. And if they choose to sign, they sign, and they are welcome to come in the unit and accompany their children.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate being able to have this conversation this morning. I know we have spoken a lot about the situation of COVID, and KHMH is such a critical part of this conversation. So being able to hear from you directly how things are going there and the plans you're putting in place are important. Now, for the public, if people are at home, as you're aware, people may be positive and not know. They may develop severe symptoms or moderate symptoms rather rapidly, especially when it comes to the issue with their oxygen saturation. What is the best way for someone to get the fastest treatment at KHMH if they're going to be self-admitted? Do you call? So if I call Bert and I tell him come for me, if they come, or my family drives me to the hospital, what is the fastest way or most efficient way to access the services there?
Clearly, our emergency service is open on a 24-hour basis.
Yeah.
They come right up to the emergency gate where there's a triage point. The staff are always on active duty at the triage point. They are screened, and depending on the response from the interview that is conducted, they are classified as either a COVID or a non-COVID emergency, and they are directed either to the COVID area or the non-COVID emergency area of the hospital. We provide 24-hour service, and so at any time, our services are accessible to the public.
Okay.
And I would like to take this opportunity also to urge the public not to wait until their symptoms worsen or becomes unbearable. It is best to seek medical attention, whether it's in the primary care setting or at the emergency facilities throughout the country. Seek medical attention early so that they can be properly assessed and a determination is made as to the level of the degree of progression of the disease. No, because we are finding out more and more that persons are taking too long to access care. They stay at home and they try to manage their symptoms, and it creates problem in terms of delay in getting the adequate treatment that they need. So I'm urging the public to seek medical attention early, whether it's in the private facility, primary care setting, or at the emergency facilities.
All right, and the closing point, Dr. Bradley, Nurse Bowman, you know, it must be like two different worlds, being in a COVID unit and then stepping outside into the Christmas rush. Please, with the work that you have been doing and you continue to do, tell us what you would like to say to the public, what you would like to plead to them in being safe as we head into the Christmas weekend.
Well, basically what I think the public should, what I would like to say to them is basically to follow the protocols, to adhere to physical distancing. I know that in Belize Christmas time is family time, and New Year's is the following week, and maybe especially for younger persons, they see New Year's as a time to hang out with friends and to park and to bring in a new year. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic that we are in right now, I do implore them to be very, 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 very cautious when it comes to social gatherings during this Christmas and during the New Year season. There are staff here at KHMH, I already mentioned it, that are making a sacrifice being here, not only in the unit, but also the support staff outside the unit. So I do think it's important that the general public also make that sacrifice and adhere to the protocols, avoid social gatherings, because you're going to be helping us by doing your part.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you having this conversation with us, and of course, thank you for the work that all your staff has been putting in over the course of this pandemic. We're very grateful for the work that you do, and of course, please stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we are going to go ahead and take a break, and that is our COVID update for today. We shift gears back to some Christmas programming in a few. Please stay tuned.
This COVID update was brought to you by Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service. Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
jolly Christmas this December with NextGen. Contact us today to sign up for free service installation or reconnection and receive 1 month free on your acquired service. Celebrate the spirit of the season by entering our grand raffle. This month, new and existing customers can enter a chance to win a 40-inch smart TV or up to 3 months free bundled service with a Debo 3. Visit our office for a chance to win today. Our raffle will be drawn live on the national channel. From our NextGen family to yours, we wish you peace and joy throughout the Christmas season. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet. If we are only as strong as our families, businesses, institutions, and the communities that surround us, then by giving businesses the power to grow, entrepreneurs the ability to expand, and by giving our families the right to own something, the Belize Bank gives you the power to build a nation, our nation. We are stronger together. The Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Changes that 2020 has brought upon us, this holiday season is unlike any other. But despite all those changes, this year has taught us that being apart doesn't mean we can't stay connected. And that's why here at Channel 5, we adapted to keep you connected with relevant and reliable information and entertainment, as we've done for the past 29 years. And so as we move into the new year with new norms, we promise to continue being here for you through it all. From our family here at Channel 5 to yours, we wish you health, peace, and happiness this season and beyond. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we're back. Of course, we are moving into another Christmas segment for you. We've been bringing you all the information that you need to know to get ready, and this is one that we do every year, but it's going to be shifting into the virtual world. Of course, Becky's store always has a great selection of gifts, especially for the kids, for mom, for just about anybody. And so Carlo Habet, the marketing manager for Becky's gift shop, is going to showcase, I don't know if you have enough time to showcase all, but some of the highlights from the store. Good morning, Carlo.
Morning, Marlene. Morning, Gavin. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. And you're coming to us live from the store, we see?
Yes, actually. So I guess, in the years past, we've always had trouble bringing, I guess, many things. And now technically there's everything here. So I just wanted to, and I think we have some photos too that we sent yesterday that maybe you guys have decided that you like certain things, and then we could do like close-ups of those things. Or if you just want to ask me what's up, I could just find something here.
I feel like we're doing a virtual reality segment here. So you are our shopper. You're going to walk into the store, and you are going to let us know what catches your eye as you walk in. So we'll tell you who we're shopping for. First of all, Gavin says his mom is really hard to shop for. And apparently, Becky's gift shop has great options for mom. So, walk in and let us see what we can find.
Okay, so right here, this is the door. I'm gonna walk in. Let me just flip around my camera.
Okay.
So it's like we're walking. Here's Jesus. He's protecting us.
Okay. Jesus will help you find the gift.
Yeah, and then as you come in here, there's lots of Jesus again and Mary. So there's lots of religious items, especially for times like Christmas, which some people are into that. So the great selection. Then coffee mugs and that kind of stuff over here. Like water bottles, which are really cool. I mean, these are just like really good gifts, I think, for like office types.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need another coffee cup, right?
Well, they do disappear.
And here's
sometimes.
Sorry?
I was saying they do disappear sometimes. Gavin says he loves his mother more than a coffee cup, right?
Yes, yeah. So
yeah, of course. Well, yes. I'm sorry. We just ended up in this section, but yes, for a mother, especially of Gavin's mother's caliber, I think you'd like to get her some of the good stuff. Yeah. And so we have like really nice like crystal stuff as well back here. We have a great selection of jewelry as well, gold and silver. Actually, right now some of it's not there because technically the shop is closed, so they actually move these things, and I don't tamper with that. So, but usually here's the jewelry as well down here. We actually have like a lot of really cool. This is like I guess like dining ware, but then there's also like kitchen stuff as well. If you like to cook. Interesting stuff, and actually quite affordable. But again, if you want like nice things, like that probably not for your mom, but other things here, like they're really nice things that you could like set a table with, like wine glasses, for instance.
There we go. That's
like real nice crystal stuff.
No, my mom enjoys a cocktail too, so she can. I saw the shaker and stuff, so that would work as well.
This is a pretty complete set actually. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, one off your list there, Gavin. Great. Who else are we shopping for today?
Well, Marlene, you come from a big family, so.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've got nieces and nephews and stuff that you want to shop.
And more sisters.
So
and more
sisters, what about for somebody young? Let's say Marlene, you want to shop for one of your nieces. What are you gonna get for? What are you gonna get her?
Let's look for something for 6-year-old Harper or 3-year-old Mila.
Okay, cool. So, we're in the toy tunnel now, and as you can see, like a lot of stuff is already kind of gone off the shelf.
Do you have a warning at the door? Parents, don't bring your children in here if you don't want a cry fest.
Yeah, I mean, I think parents should know that. So this is called a toy tunnel. So technically, if you're a parent too, and you want to shop and you want your kids to kind of stay busy, your kids can come in the toy tunnel while you do your other business outside, right? But there are like a range of ages for sure, as you mentioned, like the younger kids stuff generally is around here. This Christmas a lot of stuff has already kind of gone a little early, and this is more like
what's that helmet?
Star Wars.
This is
Star Wars
really cool actually.
With a voice changer.
Yeah, so you can pretend like you're a clone.
I can definitely imagine the 3-year-old enjoying that.
For sure.
For sure, yeah. Ninja Turtles still going there.
Do you have board games? Because maybe they need.
Yes, actually, I was gonna get there indeed. So here we have some board games, checkers. We have this one here, trivia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got poker for those aspiring gamblers in your family.
Next to the Bible trivia.
I know that was an interesting placement there, you know.
Yeah. Just juxtapose things around here.
So you have
hot potato.
What are some of the hot items? What are people coming in asking for?
Well, Marlene, you know, they introduced me as the marketing manager. They really should have introduced me as the son of Miss Becky.
LOL is really popular. Let me help you out here. So kids love LOL.
There we go. Okay. I mean, so Marlene, I don't even know what that is. I just wanna be clear.
Just so you know.
But so I mean, to me, there's lots of for kids, first of all, but this is more like a toy store for adults. That's why I like to see it. I mean, because like if you look here too, there's so many things for your home decor. You know, like vases, candles.
Oh, is that Olaf?
Lamps. Sorry, where?
No, it's in the pictures. We're watching pictures. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're still looking at toys at the moment. But Carla, tell us some of the cool stuff that you see in there that you'd love for people to know.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about Becky. You just don't know what you're gonna find.
Agreed. So there's a little section here which is like I would say more for I guess men. And so you know men are hard to shop for, and so like you do have like little things like little tool sets for their car. You know, like actually I got one of those bunch of multi-tool kits, for instance. You have like this is a nice actually it's like it's supposed to be like a little sorry, it's actually a portable speaker. Oh no, here it is. This portable speaker right here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and they come in these kind of like cool minimalist boxes. You know, they're pretty cool. Nice designs.
Okay.
You know, that's for I guess like the classier dude.
Is that a leather speaker?
Yeah. So like the outside of it is leather indeed. Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why it does. So it's not your typical run-of-the-mill thing. You know, if you want something a little cooler or a little classier for either your bedroom or your bar or something like that, you know, it is nicer than nicer looking at least in your typical Bose. And we have like little things here like flasks and so on as well. You know, stuff for your desks. You know, like if you're a working guy or gal.
Some people are still playing KK. Those are great gifts for the office.
Inter-office.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's not too expensive, right? So it doesn't break the bank. You know, you have these little games down here too, which are a little more adult. You know, poker chips, blackjack, that kind of stuff. Also, I guess for office type stuff, which fits really well, we have like a real wide selection of frames, actually, as you can see here. So the things that what we bring on the show usually doesn't really hold a candle to what is actually here. So there's so many different types of frames, sizes, designs.
Of course, like what's really standing out, you know, having the live in-store experiences that you can get an idea of all the variety of stuff that you can get, because it's looking like a crazy amount of stuff that we've been able to see so far.
Yeah, and those are
pretty much.
Those are diaries to the bottom, like daily planners.
Here on this side.
Other side, under the frames. This is good. I can direct the camera from here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I am. Just consider me your camera guy over here. I think I don't know if I missed what we're talking about.
Down there. What's that? Books?
Down here?
Planners?
Oh, no, these are actually the boxes for more frames.
Oh, those are frames.
Actually.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So there's more. So like here's just more stacked up. So there's even more of them, right? Okay. Which is good because Miss Becky kind of knows where everything is, which is good. So when you do come here, she knows. I mean, I don't. I'm just like a very poor substitute right now for her. But you know, there's like you said, there's so many things. I really appreciate you guys bearing with me for like another year of having no idea what I'm doing.
Well, it's a pity. Usually when you're here, I can help you out, but this time you're all on your own. The decorative items that we're looking at right now are also really great for people who love to dress up their homes.
Yes, yeah. Well, so actually, and that's actually what you were asking earlier, what would I get? I actually have been more active in like the home decor and kitchen stuff, I would say, like in the latter years of my life. So I typically come and go to the same kitchen section.
I'm sorry, the latter years of your life?
The latter years, yeah.
Okay.
So we have a lot of candles, as you can tell, right, too, and some of them scented, some of them are not, some of them are decorative, and I guess you can still burn them all if you really want to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, those are really popular for especially this time of year. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you have some like here that are red. These are perfect, you know, green. I don't want to be like too cliche about it, but I suppose this is like a Christmas set right here. And then we have more here. So you just want them for like, let's say
you
your
have candlesticks for your what do you call it? The Christmas centerpiece.
Oh,
Yeah. Or if you want to put it on like your dining table as well, that too, yeah.
Or a chandelier if you have one.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I saw, and there are also some really cool appliances. Did I see a spiralizer? I think I saw it in the photograph, but.
I could take you back to the front for sure, or we can take a look. Oh, you mean like where you like when you
where you turn the vegetables into pasta.
Like this.
Yeah.
This.
There we go. So lots of kitchen appliances
There
too.
you go.
Yeah.
For the many people who are going to say they want to get healthy, that can help a lot. Is that an ice cream maker? I went from healthy to ice cream maker. Yeah, there we go, down there. Ice cream maker.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
here
there
we
we
go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, there's so many.
Okay.
Sorry, like we have that. Yeah.
So, Carlo, you have to tell them to not call you to place orders while you are on air.
Oh, sorry, no, I swiped to the other side by mistake. Sorry about that.
But let's talk about opening hours then. So we've seen quite a lot of the show. What we've seen most importantly is that there's a wide variety of items.
Yeah.
So when can people go? What are the opening hours? What's the schedule for the next 3 days?
So it should be, I believe, 9 to 7, and we open throughout. So no lunch break. Here's some nice bath and body stuff too. And I believe that on Christmas Eve we're gonna be open until 9. So here's some more like grill. Here's more like grilling type things. You know, like fish baskets. Hot dog roller. You know, like oiler. Really cool stuff. Again, like ice. You have some really cool like ice bucket type stuff here, for outside if you want to for your beer and champagne, that kind of stuff. So there's really, I mean, honestly, to me, it's really like an adult toy store at this point.
You can get gifts for a lot of different people there.
For sure.
And I love, that's what we always love about the selection that you bring in. You can get from mom, sister,
and different budgets,
Definitely.
right? It suits different budgets as well.
All right, Carlo.
Exactly. And very quality, I think. Everything is quality, right? And handpicked. That's the thing too that people, I guess, may not put a cream on, but it's all basically hand selected by Miss Becky. So it's all good stuff. We have like cheese board.
Well, your virtual shopping experience has come to an end. We do appreciate you showcasing what is available at Becky's. And so once again, that is in Belize City. It's on Cran Street? What's the initial?
Eve Street. It's on 92 Eve Street.
Yeah.
Right behind Brothers Sabet in the Brothers Sabet compound.
All right. And people can go there and pick up gifts for just about everyone. I can say.
Pretty much. Including yourself if you want to treat yourself.
Yeah.
There is that.
All right. Thank you so much, Carlo. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys so very much for the opportunity, and Merry Christmas to you guys. Hope you have a great one.
You too, and stay safe.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Now it is time. We've seen some gifts, and it was a very different experience from what we normally have in studio, but we saw so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the selection there, what we saw just now was crazy.
All right, so if you're looking for those gifts, and you can find something for dad, mom, siblings, children, co-workers, I saw quite a bit of crosses.
Or
you
yourself.
could get some if you're priest.
That's true.
For your house to treat yourself.
Yeah.
You can definitely find it at Becky's. All right, but we're going to shift gears. As we said, keeping you in preparation mode for Christmas. Coming up next.
We are going to be learning all about, of course, my favorite thing on the show always is when we are talking about food. So we've got Chef Sean Quillen in the studio today who's going to be showing us how to prepare some of your favorite Christmas sides. So you definitely don't want to miss that. We are going to be taking a short break and we'll be right back with Chef Sean Quillen.
Smart got you this December with the We Kinda Christmas promotion. Starting December 4th, you can avoid the rush and be safe while visiting our showrooms to get these one-of-a-kind deals.
Devices start as low as $70 with the Evo Star Mobile. Other devices like the Nokia 2V for just $165, Motorola E6 for only $235, and Samsung A51 for $675. Check this out. The first 10 persons to purchase any of our iPhone 7s get 50% off that device. Each device comes with 50 SMS, $10 promo credit, plus 2 gigabytes of data, all for free.
Looking for tablets? Then take advantage of the Amazon Kindle 8-inch for $155. Or get a Samsung Tab A10.
All phones come with a starter pack, free SMS, credit and data, plus an extra Christmas treat of 2 gigabytes data, a package valued at over $27 for free.
Now that's we kind of prices, and you can only get them at Smart.
Last year Christmas, we gathered in groups with family and friends, went shopping and spent time together in crowded spaces. If we do this during the COVID-19 pandemic, however, we'll help the virus to spread. Most of us have a family member who's elderly, or young but obese, or who has high blood pressure or diabetes. And while we want to hang out with them this Christmas, to stay safe during this holiday season, celebrate with only the members of your household, meaning the people who live in your home. Even though we have family and friends who would not want to harm us, inviting persons from other homes increases the risk of being exposed to COVID-19. Of course, we still have to wash hands frequently and wear a mask that covers nose and mouth consistently. And remember, if anybody is sick, if anyone has a cold, stuffy nose, cough, fever, or just feels tired, that person should stay home. A message from the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, European Union, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Hola, Tony.
Hey, Kevin, ¿qué onda? ¿Qué pasa?
Nada, le vine a buscar porque necesito comprar más mercancías de vasos y platos desechables para mi tienda de comestible. Me estoy quedando sin esas cosas.
No, hombre, fíjate que desde el 15 de abril no puedo importar nada de eso. Y se me acaba de terminar todo lo que tenía hace como 3 semanas.
Oye, pero nunca has estado sin esas cosas. ¿Qué está pasando?
Mira esto. Esa es la nueva ley que prohíbe todo el uso de plásticos no reutilizables. Esos son vasos, platos, cucharas, tenedores, todo eso. Desde 15 de abril de este año no he podido importar nada de eso. A partir del 15 de enero del 2021 nadie puede fabricarlo. 15 de abril 2021 nadie lo puede vender. Y a partir del 14 de julio del 2021 si alguien te agarra con eso, te multan.
Híjole, no sabía eso. Necesito cambiar algunas cosas. Les diré a mis clientes por qué esas cosas ya no están disponibles. Gracias, Antonio.
Así es, cuídate, man.
Changes that 2020 has brought upon us, this holiday season is unlike any other. But despite all those changes, this year has taught us that being apart doesn't mean we can't stay connected. And that's why here at Channel 5, we adapted to keep you connected with relevant and reliable information and entertainment, as we've done for the past 29 years. And so, as we move into the new year with new norms, we promise to continue being here for you through it all. From our family here at Channel 5 to yours, we wish you health, peace, and happiness this season and beyond. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we're back. And as we promised, we are joined by Chef Sean Quillen as we tackle the last thing left in our turkey dinner menu, right?
Yep, and that's the sides.
That's the sides. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am good. I am good as usual.
We've given you a tall order today.
Well, I love it, you know. I like when you give me tall orders.
Yeah.
And like I was told that you already did your turkey last week. You did your ham. You did black cake, right? Everything.
White, yeah, black cake. We did rum popo.
Everything. So, like we said, sides. And earlier I heard Gavin like stuffings.
No, he's potato salad and stuffings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're allergic to seafood, yes?
Yes.
Okay, see, I remember.
Okay.
But yes, so people like to get intimidated again, but it's not very difficult to cook. Like turkey, I always say it's not too difficult. But this year, will hear me good, but I decided that people find a hard time, like sometimes they say the stuffing dry, it tastes like sawdust.
Exactly.
And then your ham, people struggle with glazes, and everybody put pineapple and stuff, right?
Yes.
So I said, think outside the box a little bit, as usual. And I decided I'm making some ham glaze and turkey base gravy.
I'm really excited. Okay, so you are selling these. This is for people to take home, just like you'd pick up any other packaged item.
Wicked, right?
Yeah.
And again, very relevant to Belize, meaning that you don't have to be pineapple, you don't have to be, but it's actually blackberry.
Ooh. Right.
So I gonna visit, you remember Mr. Pinkard?
Yes, for people who are fans of Great Belize cooking.
Yes.
The man behind our homemade charcoal.
Yes, we went there, and the other day I was passing through Burrell Broom, and I stopped and visit the man, got in a yard, and I found buckets of blackberry wine. So what I think, like ham is a brined and cured smoked piece of pork, right? It can be a ham leg, or it could be a picnic, which is a shoulder. And it always loves sweet stuff.
Yes.
So I took the same blackberry wine, I reduced 10 gallons by half, and then I put sugar and Dijon mustard. Anyway, you don't have to worry about it because you could go to the store and buy it.
So how do I use this, right?
So we're going to play with it.
No, I mean, but if I'm using this on my ham at home, if I go and buy it, because you have it out for sale.
Yes, so if you read the instructions for ham, you take the ham, you take off the package, you put it in the oven, and you would cook it a little while until the skin gets warm. Then you will peel off the skin. Some people core the fat. Then they put the little clove. And you put it back in the oven. No, either say around 40 minutes to final, or when it's soon finished, you take and you pour this over it, man.
Just pour it over.
Should be good.
All right.
If you don't believe me, we shall play with it.
So, okay, so we're going to do something with that. Right. You're also doing gravy? Turkey?
And we have, we have turkey gravy. Now, I have a big stock pot, right? It holds about 50 gallons. I actually could sit down here, the whole pot. And I took bones, and I took turkey, and I took a thing called mirepoix, which is a lot of herbs, and carrots, celery, and bay leaf, and onions, and I reduced that for like 20 hours.
Yeah.
And it went right down, and I put it in a bottle. And you can find this at Carnivore in Belize City. Yeah?
So people can take home
you could take it home.
A Sean Quillen creation in your gravy base and your ham glaze.
Yeah, but we have to see the
pudding. Yes, let's go. That's because this is what I'm excited about, right?
So you're going to somehow use these as well. But what are we making today? Tell me.
Today we're going to make bread stuffing.
All right.
All right.
Make it not taste like sawdust. We're going to use the same turkey base. You see, because then that's so delicious. I'm telling you, I put a lot of work in that already. That has garlic, that's everything. That has salt, you don't have to do nothing. You open that and put it in there, you're going to clear it, moist.
You said stuffing, let's do it.
Okay.
You can tell Marlene is done.
All right.
Marlene is
all right. I like to start my stuffing with, you could take bacon. I I went to Running W, I went to Carnivore, I found some breakfast sausage. We're gonna start with some. So Gavin will actually cook. You know, usually my lady there on this side.
Yeah,
let's go.
He's the better cook anyway.
All right, sir. I never bring oil, so I went to my discount, they give me some butter and thing, right? So I'm just gonna start with some butter to saute this package of
So okay, your bread, your stuffings is gonna have
you have
sausage.
Bacon, sausage. So while Gavin is doing that, we can make something from the glaze.
So I just put this in?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Like the whole thing?
Put half of it, brother.
Half? All right.
And then you're just gonna break it up. It's easy, man. Easy.
All right.
All right,
because you know, Sean couldn't just come and do stovetop version of stuffing.
No, man. You don't have to buy things where don't come out of a box, man, because it's. Again, it tastes like sawdust, man. Again, guaranteed today it just tastes like sawdust, and you're going to make it right in front of my eyes.
All right, let's go.
I'm very happy about that.
Do we need to toast this?
Yes. Your job, Marlena, for make I use all of this. Because sometimes when I come here, I know it's like finish the thing there.
I understand.
All right, so next.
So that, I'm going to add some onion.
All right.
So that, I'll add some sweet pepper.
Let's go.
Right? Stuffing, you know.
Okay.
Onion, sweet pepper. Celery.
Because you need celery in your stuffing.
Yeah? Celery.
Let's go.
Like that render down, right? Mr. Gavin, later on in a life, you will take some bread and you'll put some bread in there.
All right.
After that, you just put this gravy base and you'll have stuffing.
Everything?
Done.
Sure.
Yeah. Guaranteed, yeah. All right.
Wait, but don't you toast it?
Yes, toast it,
okay,
Marlene.
yeah.
Marlene. Thanks, Marlene.
Yeah.
I mean.
Marlene said toasted. Actually, the Japanese breadcrumb is called panko. It's toasted breadcrumb. So, Marlene, you're perfectly right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it all Marlene in my life. Now, while you're cooking stuffing, because we don't got a lot of time today, because the new producer, she like real up to me, right? This is beetroot, right? Cheap at the market, right? This is another side for Christmas, amen?
Okay.
We're doing stuffing. Some people do potato salad. You could do a apple salad and stuff. But you see, apple not good at Belize, right? But beef good at Belize. So, you know, my inspired Belizean cuisine, I will always make what I can find here. I took this, I put it in the oven. You saw it shrivel up. I didn't boil it.
I was wondering. It looks mushy.
It looks mushy, but inside nice.
Yeah.
So, butter.
Now, beef is, in addition to being very earthy, it's sweet.
Yeah. It is sweet because you can extract sugars. They have a thing called beet sugar, right?
That's
and
right.
It's healthy too, right?
Now, listen. So easy, right?
So you bake that for how long?
I bake it for 45 minutes until you take a little skewer and you put it in there and it starts to, it's soft, right? Yeah. Very good, very good.
All right.
So, Gavin, how will it look there?
Is it? Does it look good? Smell good? Everything? You tell me. How does it look so far?
Good, man. How will it look? Top up some bread in there, man.
All right.
Yeah, get there, right?
Should I just broke it up or?
Broke it up. You see, sometimes, again, why am I using whole bread? Because sometimes people use bread crumb, and again, we're trying to avoid sawdust.
Yeah.
Gavin, you are doing this literally right in front of your face, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's going to taste good, I hope. So, Marlene, I'll peel your beet for you.
Okay. How long did you bake it for?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
I took a skewer, like how you test cake, and a joker, and once it come out clean, not clean because it come out bloody. Once it come out soft inside, then you know it's finished.
Okay, so like potatoes, like when you're boiling potatoes or baking potatoes.
Please wipe this one.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
And then I.
Very good. Now, you see where Gavin got it? He started with sausage, onion. Oh, we didn't put some garlic.
What?
Garlic. Right? You want more bread? Good.
And now we're good.
Now,
this is
first application for the turkey base. We're going to put some turkey base in there. Right?
Yeah, let's go.
Don't make, you know. See that? You see it look like jello?
Yeah.
Because it's alone goodness. This alone gumption.
Did you
and you know where I just got? Yes, darling.
We're just going to mix this up. And we just add our garlic.
So all I will add to that is some thyme.
All right.
And you know what I love to put in stuffing? Liam Perrin.
All right. No.
Right? Liam Perrin.
Now we know you're the true Belizean.
They got some stuff with you. I got some stuff with you, say, Worcestershire sauce for Liam Perrin. They call it the Lila Vernon sauce, so I drop the Lila Vernon sauce in there. Very good. If you think it look like sawdust, put some more. As a matter of fact, look in here, brother. I said turkey.
Yeah,
remember you compare this way, you know. I tell you everything in there. Put more bread, man, Gavin, man. Call it Steven there today and he's hungry. Now, while you're doing that, I will cut the beetroot for a beet salad for Marlene.
How does this change? How does this change the taste of the beet?
Which one? This.
The roasting, the baking of it.
Well, that's a great question, and the purpose or the reason I bake it, Miss Marlene, is because if I boil it, all the nutrients go in the water. When I bake it, it stays inside and it concentrates. Look at the color, man. Look like Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Notice, man, the trim every time they wrong.
Don't make it, because it could stain easy. That's why you're worried.
It could stain easy. No. Stay right there.
Okay.
I'll move this. I'll put this.
So that's the start of our beef salad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you look at the stuffing here, looking good.
Right now, we got a lot of
stuffings look delicious.
We got a lot of anxiety happen, right?
Yeah.
We can't travel. My family that's from Dangriga, my ma, they're Dangriga, but I have to stay here because I can't inter-district and all kind of thing. No, I'll be a single quash one by myself. I'm not going to buy a whole 20-pound ham for myself. What for do?
You know how to cook.
Well, I know. Smoked pork chop boneless from Running W. You see this there? This I like to eat. You know they bought up that thing, right?
No.
You want more gravy?
Yes,
What more gravy, bruh?
Oh my God.
No. That can look good to you, bruh?
Definitely. Marlene, the stuffings judge, you have to tell
I
us.
will definitely tell you, it does not look like kasham.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's so fast we did that. We put sausage, onion, bell pepper,
celery,
gravy base, and bread. All right. Due to the SI, single quash, ham, smoked ham, Stephen. Love it. Right? This done smoke, this done brine. This is boneless. This easy for one man. No lot of stress.
And when it's smoked meat, you don't really, you're
Quick
just
thing.
sealing it, right?
Yes,
Searing it, sorry.
Searing it. All right, that's enough, I guess.
Oh, just put off.
Put oil through.
Oh, okay.
No worry. Very good, very good, very good. All right. Oh. I can see something over here. Gavin, you look good, you know, boy.
Yeah, man.
But I have to taste it.
Let's go, let's see.
Gavin, take a spoon. Try it for me, please.
Let's go.
And then you put salt, remember?
Yeah, and let's see.
Well, because your gravy is supposed to have everything in there.
Yeah.
That's the point, darling.
Let's see.
Yeah?
Yeah, where we go? Yeah, good.
And he doesn't like stuffing, so.
Yeah.
Oh, you like stuffing?
He says it's good.
Yeah, Gavin.
We're good. Marlene should have some try this.
Easy, man. Make Marlene try some, man.
I'm going to try in the end, everything. All right.
No, I do like it. Even though. Does it show you
So we got
nice?
the smoked pork chops that are searing.
Yeah. Make a deal with that.
And
put that there,
we got the beetroot.
All right. I'll serve it. I'll serve it.
We got the beetroot.
Very good.
That's all sliced
and
up.
this is our stuffing, which took us only
But
about.
so fast we do that, brother? No matter long, right? I'll do it all like stuffing.
Listen.
Now it depends
I
on
like
how
this one.
moist people want it, because they could actually add more bread to that to make it just a little drier.
Well, at least I know bread cooked. Now, ham glaze, blackberry wine, mustard, brown sugar, onion, reduced for many, many hours. Remember, you can buy this at home, you know. Now, I'm going to reduce some here. It has clove, it has all the spices.
They have Barrel Boom blackberry wine.
Yeah, Barrel Boom.
From Mr. Pinkard.
Why? You see what I love?
Look at that.
With the TV, you know, look how that come out, boy.
Yeah.
But you can't fake that, boy.
Yeah.
That's all I like what I do, you know, boy, Gavin. Because you actually work, boy.
Exactly.
Huh? What you figure? I couldn't fake that, boy.
No, exactly.
And then you take the, what you do again? Barrel Boom.
The Barrel Boom blackberry.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you always look for me and say, I wonder if I could do this at home. Of course you can. You go to carnivore.
Real time.
Motherfucker. Sweet pork, no?
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, you know?
Oh, because you don't want to mix the seafood, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have salmon. You can eat salmon?
Not eat salmon.
All right. I went to Madisco.
Yeah.
I just giving a lot of variation, you know, because some people want to know, wow, I do at home and I can't cook at home. And again, me one black pepper salt. Right? Black pepper salt. You see that?
Look at that.
I got on my mask and I smell it.
Yeah.
Ay. I want to see this thing, man. Steven. see all the work done doing in my kitchen, you know. Right now you just stay. Yeah? Put this there, man. You ever eat a teriyaki style salmon? Almost. Well, this is a blackberry farm. Good. Where were they now? What is
so the beet salad has been finished.
Salad, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, beet salad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got gloves this, my lady.
What do you need?
Well,
what do you need?
I want to take some tangerine and put it around the plate.
Oh, okay. Well, just around?
Anything you want to, darling.
All right.
If you look good, I did it.
So you're actually just making a fresh salad?
Fresh, beautiful salad. Right? Now, I have spinach. I'm going to take some spinach. Right from the market, you know. They are thinking the cheapest thing I could find in the market, you know. Spinach. Tangerine. Beetroot. Sir, right in front of you, got goat cheese, please. Right? You could imagine that flavors in your mouth.
You got some. Right. Is this sweet potato?
That are carrots.
This carrots.
Sir, can you take some of this?
Yeah.
And you just go right there and you drop it anywhere you like.
All right, let's try this.
You could do it, right?
What else do we have?
Cheese.
We have.
Make sure that I don't burn myself.
Hi, Steven. All right, I'm going over here. Pork chop done.
You also have that glaze that's reducing.
You imagine how ham and stuffing taste, brother? Huh? Ham and stuffing. You see, running down, you don't do the work. Sean Quillen do the work. All you have to do that.
All right, do we have?
Go more. Wire that.
Do we have enough? We have enough goat cheese.
That's enough, sir.
All right.
Good.
Back over here.
I like that. I want to make it.
All right.
All right.
What else?
Right. Goat cheese, spinach, tangerine for the market, beet, and of course we have to top it with some. At this point in my kitchen, I may put some honey, right? But we don't have to put honey because we have. This is how I serve it, right? But at Christmas, boy, we got blackberry wine. Now which camera are you looking at now? Steven, are you looking at baby? Steven, blackberry wine, spinach.
Goat cheese, tangerine.
Look good, darling.
Yeah.
Toasted coconut flakes.
Wow.
Cranberry because of Christmas. Almonds because of Christmas. Walnuts because of Christmas.
That's a fancy salad there.
Yeah? I don't treat this, Marlene. I proud of myself so far. Look on that salmon there.
Look at that.
Ay, ay, ay. Give me an next. No more ham there, boy. No more.
It's in front of you, the ham glaze?
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
I want to leave it again. Show some panis salmon again. Put some in here again. Put some in again. Good. Good, right?
Yeah.
I could take this salmon, I could put it top of that.
Okay.
Anyway.
So what are we doing now?
I came here to do 4 dishes, I don't do 4. Yeah? Can't remind you again, man. Because you see, you spoil, you know. I don't do 4 dishes, you still want more.
Yeah, of course.
Well, the salmon isn't finished yet.
The salmon finished, man.
All right.
We're not done yet. Since we're not done yet. You ever have a... Nobody look for boy, pot. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Christmas.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Christmas done, right now? Today at 26, Boxing Day. Rum done drink. Everything done happen already. Now, what we got? We got leftover turkey bones.
We have leftover everything.
Yeah.
Leftover turkey bone. Huh? So, this is when Uncle John and Granny and everybody don't wear it. We got it neck and back.
Yeah.
So that's how it look. So we take the next day, especially if we got hangover, right, Stephen? Then we got goma this nice. We take the same bone and put it in a bigger pot than the other pot to small.
Yeah.
Put it. Now, how do you make a soup? Again, Marlene, everything ready here. We got some carrots, some celery, some onion.
Garlic.
You want to put potato in it? Put potato.
Garlic.
Garlic. You could put I got chocho there.
Yeah, I see that.
Here you go.
Onion.
You can put this on there. Here, you put this on there.
All right. Put some potatoes in there.
So, how long does it take to make a soup? A lot of hours, right? But because you got
celery.
Put on, darling.
I don't know.
Put on, darling.
That's it.
You know, Sean, you were supposed to cook. Why are Gavin and I cooking?
Yeah. All right.
Because they showed that you could do this at home, right?
Gavin.
Yeah.
All right, when they make soup.
So we need some
the
water.
leftover turkey bone, We put some more veggies. We put some everything for market, man.
Yeah.
We got chopped potato. So then you remember this thing, eh?
Yeah.
Put that in there. Your soup done. I just to show you the versatility of these sauces.
It's not done yet.
Marlene.
All right.
Marlene.
Gotta get that habanero in. All right.
Yeah, good.
So your salmon is done.
Salmon done. Guess what we are doing with the salmon?
Tell me.
So we take this pork, we put it on the stuffing. We take the salmon, we could put it on this beef. Oh my goodness. Boy.
All right.
We could take some more gravy and put it soft. Now, we kind of done it, Marlene. One last thing. You see this soup here? We have turkey in there. Don't you remember, like, you know what is like a pot pie?
Yes.
Now, one more, I could give you one more idea. I would have to do it. I could take a pot. I could take the same turkey. Put the turkey meat, put the throat, so put everything. Take some pie crust, right? Put it over it, you're going to pot pie. I mean, I'm just telling you versatility that is endless. And I think we're done.
And that is it.
I'll anyone more, you know, a spider pepper.
All right, so that kind of soup, because the turkey is already cooked, how long would that take?
That will take just till it get warm, darling, because remember, I don't do all the work already for you.
Okay. All right, Sean, so where do people get your ham glaze and gravy base?
We could go to
we have
Carnivore in
exactly
Benin City.
here.
Oh, you got that. Carnivore in Benin City.
Okay.
615-6169. We have sent it by any Tropicare or Maya for you countrywide. Chef Quillen bookings at gmail.com. I mean, I can tell today what Christmas here.
Yeah.
And again, now this is the first time I'm doing something like this. It's a holiday special edition.
Of course.
But of course, like in January now, I could do beef base. I could do seafood base.
Yeah.
I could do vegetarian base. You know.
Well, I know that it's tough because people aren't catering. Christmas is usually a really busy time for you. And you're usually catering events and whatnot. And so this is, I guess, the alternative.
Let's try now.
Yes, very easy. I just demonstrated so many dishes fast.
So I'm gonna try some.
Look here. Running down, you do the pork. I do the blackberry glaze. Easy as that, man. Yeah? Not bad to darling. Nice. So, that's it.
My mouth is full, so I can't really.
I want to try the beet salad, though. I want to try the beet salad. I wanted to take some.
Sean, what's the cost of the sauces?
It is, it was on the screen just now, less than $12. Not bad, huh? Look here.
And these are the only sizes that they come in?
Yes, it has 8 ounce and a 6 ounce, I believe.
All right.
I wanted to try the cheese with the beet.
So, once again, what we did here was an original Sean Quillen salad that used sausage and fresh bread that you tore up there. We did your ham glaze, your boom blackberry glaze.
Really good.
To make the pork chops, to make the salmon, and of course it's a dressing on top of a beetroot salad. You got the turkey gravy that helps to make the stuffings as well as preparing a soup there.
I know it looked like it was chaotic, but it's so easy.
Oh, it's always chaotic with you. We're used to it.
You just open.
I
mean, look there. You got soup. You got soup for the.
This is just for me. Yeah, I could
because remember, this is concentrated. Again, okay, how you use this for your Christmas turkey?
Okay.
Do your turkey or season your turkey, whatever you want to do it. And you just take this to the end and you put it in the pan. You have gravy. You could even just warm it up and serve it because you don't even have to. I don't do all the work for you. The ham glaze, again, you do your traditional, your if you want to put pineapple, darling, put it, knock out yourself. But just at the end, you see, you tasted it, right? It's so,
definitely nice.
It's just I've reduced this thing for hours and hours and hours. It's in a bottle.
Yeah. And it's so much more concentrated than if you just do the honey and sugar together.
Yes.
It has so much more flavor. All right, so there you have it. You can have a ham that has the touch of Sean Quillen's magic just by getting that ham glaze. And of course the gravy base. We always want more gravy with our food. Or you can use it with your turkey as well or these other dishes. Sean.
So easy as that.
When more you want? You got soup, you got stuffing, you got pork, you got ham, you got single man, you got
The only thing I don't know is, I don't know if bones left after the turkey, right? Isn't the neck the part that people go after first? That's it.
The neck and the touch. Where they touch them?
No, and the wing.
Yeah.
So there, see, I told you. I know they have a lot of turkey neck lovers around here. But save it so you could do a soup the next day.
But yes.
Yeah.
Sean, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
How do people get in touch?
615-6169, Chef Wheeling Bookings at gmail.com. Find me on Instagram. Of course, you'll see all the making of this. You'll see all the man got three birds at boom, right?
Yeah.
Anybody, you know, see? Again, right there, you could find me on Instagram. You'll find everything. You'll see how I made it, actually. And I got a Tinder account, but I can't tell you that one.
All right. That's all the information we need to know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope, life easy when you do. You don't have to go buy that powder thing, you know?
Yeah.
This don't happen for you, really.
Well, thank you for coming in, sure, giving us food, as you know, I always appreciate, and we do. Showing us a thing or two in the kitchen. Of course, we made everything that you see in front of us right here.
Right here because it was so easy, and that's the point of it. You made stuffing right in front of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We made stuffing, soup, salmon, all
moist bath.
I bet you're going to be on stuffing duty for Christmas now.
I know, right? Give me more work.
Thank you again, Sean. And once again, you can pick up Sean Quillen's gravy base and ham glaze at Carnivore in Belize, or you can find him on Facebook or Instagram and place your order there. We're going to go ahead and take our final break, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping it up and also doing some taste testing in a few. So please stay tuned.
While I have a blue Christmas, while I have a blue Christmas.
If we are only as strong as our families, businesses, institutions, and the communities that surround us, then by giving businesses the power to grow, entrepreneurs the ability to expand, and by giving our families the right to own something, the Belize Bank gives you the power to build a nation, our nation. We are stronger together. The Belize Bank. Our country. Your bank.
Every day, young persons are infecting older and high-risk family members and friends with the COVID-19 virus. This Christmas could become the super spreader event we've all been afraid of. The end result is suffering and a horrible death. Please, do not let a couple of hours of fun cause a lifetime of mourning and pain. Practice physical distancing, wash hands often, and wear your mask properly. Staying home this Christmas will ensure many more with your loved ones in the years to come. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call on-net, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free. So that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
All right, and we are back.
Yep, and we are wrapping up our show. If you just were with us, you know that we have this amazing spread in front of us, which we just cooked with Chef Sean Quillen.
Yeah,
Sure.
I know. It's like the calm after the chaos.
Yeah, right?
So, but you know, one thing we know about Sean, he's so passionate about his food, and it's always so delicious. This is our favorite time because this is when we
course.
get to eat it all up. But the key thing here is, of course, Sean has ventured into creating his own sauces and gravy.
Yep. So we have just showed you how you can use the gravy base as well as the ham glaze, which is now on sale at Carnivore in Belize City. And of course, we showed you all the different ways that you can use it to make stuffings, to make soup, to make to put on your ham, of course, as
Dressing
things such as a salad.
seafood, dressing for a salad. So tons of different ways you can use it. And of course, the traditional way is just to use that gravy for your turkey dinner.
Yeah.
And of course, the ham glaze on your ham. So you can contact Sean on Facebook as well if you want to get one of these products so that you can just get some of his flavors for this Christmas season.
For sure. We also want to say thanks to our other guests who are joining us this morning. We had some very important conversations this morning.
Yeah.
Our first conversation was, of course, with representatives from the Carl Hirschner Memorial Hospital, and they were telling us all about what's going on at the COVID-19 unit, the plans that they have to prepare for the upcoming months, and also just giving us an update on how things are at the hospital going for both the patients and the staff. So we want to thank them for coming in and joining us for our first conversation.
Yeah, really important conversation. We do appreciate hearing from them directly. Over 135 people have been admitted to the KHMH for treatment in the COVID isolation unit. But they have, in fact, treated over 400 COVID-19 positive persons since the start of the pandemic. They are definitely working really hard, and we want to minimize the amount of work that they have to do by doing our part and staying safe and reducing the spread of the illness. But once again, thank you to the KHMH for joining us this morning. Also, thank you to Carla Habet. How did you like your virtual shopping experience today?
I know it was really interesting. Gave me some ideas for the last minute gifts that I had to buy. Of course, Becky's gift shop has tons of items, and we got to see just the variety that you can find in the store. So I'm probably going to be making a visit over there. And if you need to get some gifts within the next couple of days, we know Christmas is coming up this week, and you might still have some last minute gifts to get. So you can try Becky's gift shop to buy something for someone special to you.
All right, and once again, thank you to Sean for coming in and cooking up a storm and getting us ready for the Christmas season. Stuffings, just the way I like it. It is definitely not just breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
And a delicious salad that you can try as well. All right, but that's all the time we have for today. If you want to contact us, send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also drop me a line at marlene_oye@channel5belize.com.
You can find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OIE Belize.
And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your heart open.
We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.